The former administrator at the Mitchell Care Center arrested after a lengthy investigation, claiming she stole tens of thousands of dollars from the facility over a 3-year period. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the former administrator of the Mitchell Care Center has been arrested and is accused of embezzling tens of thousands of dollars from the facility. 38-year-old Stephanie Hahn was arrested Thursday afternoon following a months-long investigation after an audit was conducted of the Mitchell Care Center's finances after nearly $60,000 was unaccounted for. Court records show that from January of 2022 until May of this year, Hahn made dozens of withdrawals from the Care Center's account, followed by cash deposits into her personal account. The total sum under limitations is $32,320 in unauthorized withdrawals or transactions by Hahn over the 3.5-year period. She's facing a single Class 2A felony charge of theft by unlawful taking more than $5,000 and posted bond yesterday evening. Well, a man accused of leading Morrill County authorities on a high-speed motorcycle chase with speeds reaching 134 miles per hour has had his case bound over to district court. In the early hours of July 5th, the Morrill County Sheriff's Office tried to catch the speedster on Highway 92. Deputies pursued the rider through Bridgeport, but the chase was called off due to dangerous conditions. Later that night, deputies spotted the same bike at a gas station and ID'd the rider as 36-year-old Cody Scalf. On Wednesday, felony charges of operating a motor vehicle to avoid arrest and possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person were bound over to district court. Scalf is scheduled to be back in court on October 6th for his arraignment. And Scottsbluff County Commissioners this week settled on a 2025-2026 budget finalization schedule for a spending document that's relatively lean. Out of a $38.2 million budget that's less than $100,000 higher than last year, tax asking will be at $15.293 million and require attendance to the Truth in Taxation joint public hearing. When one member of the public said they didn't think the board listened to what the people had to say on certain items, Board Chair Mark Harris responded he didn't think that wasn't the case.
But without having all of the detailed information that sometimes we get, I know it's hard to sometimes have an opinion, but some of the opinions that have been mentioned here have been, I thought that there have been some that we actually changed some of the tax asking numbers because many times those are really important to me.
Overall, the county's tax asking comes in at about $1.1 million over last year's figure, despite departments paring back their initial budget proposals by about $4 million. The county budget public hearing will be September 15th, with a vote on the document scheduled for the 25th, one day after the pink postcard public hearing. We'll have more news right after this.
Whether you're gardening, searching for the perfect vacation home, or planning your next travel destination, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisors, Jody Rosiska and Kevin Figg, get to know you, your passions, and your vision for the future, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Welcome back. City of Scottsbluff leaders heard an update this week on efforts to extend the Heartland Expressway, a project decades in the making to create a 4-lane divided highway stretching from Texas through Nebraska and into the Dakotas into Canada. Deb Cottier with the Heartland Expressway Association told the City Council on Tuesday night that the route is part of a larger multi-state push to establish a north-south interstate corridor, filling what they call a critical gap in the national highway system. Supporters argue it would boost trade, agriculture, and energy transport while easing congestion on existing routes.
We refer to this as the corridor that transports the majority of the U.S.'s fuel, fiber, and food. And it's growing. If you look at numbers about what they project trade will be with Mexico, for example, in 20 years, and they're already, and I'm not exaggerating, moving 3 million people a day across that border at El Paso.
Cottier says the next step is securing federal designation and funding for a feasibility study, a process she admits could take years, but one vital for the region's future growth. Nebraska communities, including Kimball, Alliance, and Chadron, have already passed resolutions backing the project, and following Tuesday's presentation, the Scottsbluff City Council approved a trio of resolutions to verbally commit to backing the project. Well, work is expected to begin on several bridges on Highway 71 and near Kimball on Highway 30 starting on Monday. The Nebraska Department of Transportation says work will also be done on the north and southbound bridges over Highway 30 over the Union Pacific Railroad and northbound and southbound bridges over Lodgepole Creek. Work will include bridge deck and approach repair, deck surface treatment, and pavement lifting. All traffic will be controlled by lane closures, and then the anticipated completion is 25 working days after the project start. Motorists are reminded to drive cautiously in and near work zones, to buckle up and put down those phones.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
It is time for Husker Chat. I am Jason Jorgensen. It is brought to you by Acres Equipment. As always, we're joined by Sean Callahan of Husker Online to talk Husker football. Nebraska opened up 1-0 with a tight but nice win over Cincinnati last week in Kansas City. Sean, it wasn't the first time you've been to Arrowhead Stadium to watch the Huskers, but what was it like on Thursday?
Yeah, I was there in 06, and it was a lot colder.
Yeah.
I didn't make the 98 game. I was a senior in high school for that game, but the 06 game was a magical deal, and this was too. And I think everybody kind of forgot just what kind of impact Nebraska fans have had in those markets over the years. It had been 15 plus years since Nebraska had played a true game like that in, that kind of the Kansas City area or that part of the country. And have an opener with great weather, a Thursday night stage, the open tailgating lot. It was just such a great scene for everybody that went, other than the traffic coming in. But that's to be expected when you have 70,000 Nebraska fans driving on the same 2-lane road and there's a couple 1-lane closures. It's going to create some problems, but I think safe bet is Nebraska will be back down there again. Who knows, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, we might see Nebraska play another game in Kansas City.
That'd be very, very cool. The game itself, the Huskers had the lead, then it got tight. They found a way to hold on to win that thing. There's been some time now since the game, and now what's your biggest takeaway from it?
Yeah, I thought for the offense, they did some good things, but the lack of explosive plays was kind of an issue. I think you would have liked to have seen Nebraska make it look easier. Instead, they made it look kind of hard. I mean, there were 18 third down plays in the game. There weren't really any plays of 20-plus yards. Everything in the passing game was short by nature because of how Cincinnati was defending Nebraska. They were playing a 3-high shell, and they were even dropping their corners back. So a lot of times they'd have 5 guys deep. They were not going to let the deep game of Dylan Raiola beat them. So Nebraska needed to be probably better, honestly, Jason, pounding the run because the numbers in the box. I mean, Cincinnati was playing with 5 or 6 men in the box, and that's where a good run team just comes in and pounds it at them. And that they were doing that, but not to the point where they are breaking the runs. And give Cincinnati credit. I thought their back end, their linebackers, their safeties tackled really, really well. Now, defensively for Nebraska, Jason, I think the biggest question was the interior defensive line. Nebraska just lost a lot. We knew it was going to be big to replace Nash and Ty, and it showed right away that, hey, it's going to be some growing pains replacing that interior defensive line. And even the edge players, talented but young, and they showed how young they were at times throughout that game with maybe just some containment issues on the edge, and Sorsby gave them some problems. But that's all Cincinnati could do. As you heard John Butler say yesterday, they couldn't throw on us. They really weren't doing a lot running it. It was just quarterback run plays, and it was kind of a desperation move by Cincinnati in the second half to try to get something going.
How about the secondary? I saw the grade they had for that game is one of the highest ones in a while.
Yeah, the coverage grade was outstanding. Andrew Marshall, Sia Wright, 2 lockdown corners, and 2 guys that are probably pros. And then Deshaun Singleton at safety rover is a pro. He's a physical tackler. And I thought Marquise Buford and Malcolm Hartstog played a lot better on the back end than Donovan Jones. I mean, I think there were 6 of those players in the secondary that really showed out. And that looks to be one of the strengths, if not the strength, of this football team right now.
Could you see maybe moving forward that they maybe dare people to run against them? A lot of people don't want to play football like that anymore.
Yeah. The problem is you're going to see Michigan, you're going to see Michigan State, you're going to see these teams in the Big Ten that they're going to be better running teams. Iowa, obviously late in the year. But I think the matchup of Sorsby this week, the quarterback for Cincinnati, was so unique. He was 235 pounds and he ran really well. I mean, he was, more athletic, when you're comparing like a Heinrich Harburg when he played quarterback. He created more problems as a runner than what we've seen some Nebraska guys have done over the years. So I do think that was unique, and hopefully you don't see that type of physically built athlete very often again this year, because I think his style as a runner is going to give everybody problems.
All right. How about this week against Akron? They have not been very good. Their offense really struggled in week 1, but they did keep it competitive with Wyoming. I think that was a 10-0 game. What are the Huskers and what are fans going to see from the Zips?
Well, Akron comes into this game, as one of the only teams in college football history to get placed on a bowl ban for APR. Their academic progress rate over 2 years was so low that they're not eligible for postseason conference title games. So their program is already in a rough spot. So this game is like a bowl game, but they were shut out by Wyoming, and Wyoming is a lower tier Mountain West team right now. So you would like to think this is a game where Nebraska can do a lot, but they need big explosive plays. I mean, you'd like to see Nebraska push 50 points in this game, which is not easy to do. We haven't seen a lot of 50-point Saturdays at Memorial Stadium in a while, but you would think that they could do it depending on how the flow of the game goes. But you hopefully can get a lot of players in this game too. I mean, a year ago against UTEP, Matt Rule played over 100 players. I think it was 108 guys played in the game. So hopefully, again, this week you can play almost your entire available roster of close to 100 players.
Let's just hope the game happens. Of course, it was supposed to in 2018. We all know how that turned out.
Yeah, that this is almost I believe it's a makeup game for 2018. But never forget that Saturday was one of the more lightning-filled days that we've ever seen in the state of Nebraska. I mean, it was literally lightning bolts. I mean, they couldn't have played that game if they tried until like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. That's how long the lightning was. So hopefully we never see that again because it was kind of once in 100-year type Saturday.
And just the chaos of it. I was there at the stadium and nobody knew what was going on and if they might try to play it and if they wouldn't, if they come back in the morning, that was just bizarre.
Yeah, human nature is you always are going to play the game. Like you just never think that they're going to cancel something this big. And they did. And then Akron got on the plane and got the hell out of there, got part of their money. But yeah, that was one of those ones that nobody was prepared for that Saturday and kind of what that Saturday brought in 2018.
Probably some lessons there for some folks from that one on if you get into that situation, what you do with it.
We'll play the game earlier. That's probably the only thing that could have been done. But Fox wanted the game at night. Still, though, I think Nebraska, if they would have known what they know, that game's going to be played at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever and tape delayed on Fox. I mean, I don't think a lot of people were going to care if it was live or tape delayed Nebraska versus Akron in 2018 versus not having a game at all. And then they had to make that game up with Bethune-Cookman later in the year.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't go down that road again.
No, sir.
Sean, as always, we appreciate your time and we look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, Jason. Thank you.
And that was Sean Callahan, the publisher of Husker Online, joining us. We are here throughout the week. It's brought to you by Acres Equipment. That will do it for Husker Chat. I'm Jason Jorgensen.
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the winter time, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Let's take a peek at your weekend community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank.
Please
The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen and state leaders embarked on a trade mission today to Japan. The delegation includes representatives from the Nebraska Department of Agriculture, Nebraska Department of Economic Development, Union Pacific, and the state's ag and manufacturing industries. In Japan, the delegation will promote Nebraska's high-quality, biosecure ag products and advantageous business climate. During the mission, the governor will hold high-level meetings with Japanese governors and defense ministers. He will also speak at the annual U.S. Midwest Japan Association Conference in Tokyo. Additionally, state leaders will visit Kawasaki to thank the company for its ongoing investment in Nebraska. Promoting Nebraska ethanol will also be a top priority of the trade mission, which will conclude on Tuesday. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.